Alyssa Wong and Michael YG introduce us to a new Iron Fist as Lin Lie takes up the power of Shu Lao. But thanks to his recent stint as the Sword Master ended with his sword being broken, his power isn't working properly and he must race to figure out why before it kills him. Alyssa Wong introduces us, or maybe I should say reintroduces us, to the brand new Iron Fist, who some will know is the character Sword Master until recently, when the character's sword was shattered in a Doctor Strange, Death of Doctor Strange tie-in, and Xiao Lao was the one that found him before he died. I like the book isn't dodging the question on who the Iron Fist is, it's not some mystery that's going to be dragged out. We're told straight off the bat who he is, and we kind of knew already thanks to them more or less confirming it when it was first announced. With all of that out of the way and not having to take up room in this first issue, it's actually pretty great and it reveals a little bit more about Lin's backstory and his recent history as the Sword Master. Alyssa does a great job of also balancing Lin and Danny, who is featured heavily this issue and will probably feature in the whole series, being as he was the last Iron Fist, and he'll probably end up being some type of guide for Lin, even though in this issue Lin makes it clear that he wants nothing to do with him. Lin's character with the power reminds me a lot of early Danny as well. He's full of confidence and he has the training despite not fully understanding the actual power, and it gets him into a bit of trouble, and with the added story point that if he uses the power it could probably kill him, it adds for an interesting beginning to the character's new life as Iron Fist. Michael YG boards the series as an artist with some great kung fu action, which also has the same great feel and look that Daiki Ruan's work over on the Shang-Chi book had, making it feel like it's all sort of this big connected world of martial arts and kung fu, and it's really quite cool. I also like the new Iron Fist costume and how it kind of invokes Danny's while also being its own thing and has a bit more of a formal look to it and kind of like a training gi sort of look. Iron Fist issue 1 was a great opening to the new Protector of Kunlun's story, setting up an interesting ongoing mystery while building out the character's shadowy past as the Sword Master. I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10. Iron Fist issue 1 heads several months into the past, where at Kunlun, Yutai is told that the dragon Xiao Lao the Undying remains dormant in his egg, at least for now. She touches the egg, telling it to grow quick and well, since Kunlun is vulnerable without an Iron Fist. In present day New York, Danny Rand kicks a man through a window, telling Luke Cage on the phone he's going to be okay. Another demon suddenly attacks him as Danny thinks about giving up the Iron Fist to save the world, but right now none of that matters since he's late for lunch with his friends. Tossing his phone into the air, Danny unleashes a flurry of moves against the demons as Luke tells him to hurry up with his superheroing since him and Pei are waiting and are already at the restaurant. Danny reminds him that he's close by as a demon punches him into a window, grabbing him as another being walks into the window, unleashing the power of the Iron Fist onto the demon and killing it. Danny is confronted by the new Iron Fist, asking who he is. The hero says that he's just passing through as Danny sarcastically thinks his outfit reminds him of someone. He just can't quite put his finger on it. One demon tells the other to get the shards as Danny and Iron Fist confront them. Danny thinks that the guy has the moves of the Iron Fist, but the costume color is off and it looks baggy and he's missing one important faucet, the heart of the dragon. The being heard that was important, powering up his fist with the heart of the dragon as he smashes one of the demon in the face. Danny is shocked to see that he has the real chi of Xiao Lao, but the power begins to flicker and fade, causing the Iron Fist to run off. Later on, Lin Lie, the Iron Fist, sits on a rooftop as he recovers from his fight, knowing it always starts with a fall, remembering how he battled the demon Kumiho, who was set free when Doctor Strange died recently. Lin sacrificed himself to save his friend White Fox, leading to his family's sword being shattered. Thanks to the sword of Uzi, a weapon forged to prevent the Chinese god of war from rising, shattering, he was cast into the darkness, where he began to fall. Soon he hit the water below him and the dragon Xiao Lao confronted him, saving Lin from certain death. He remembers waking on the shores of Kunlun with shards of his sword embedded in his hands, making him feel total agony all the time. As he looks at the shards, he remembers his father removing the sword from the first tomb of Chiyu, true. And because of it, a part of the Dark Destroyer's power was released, and now thanks to him, it can't ever be sealed away thanks to the sword shattering. He wonders what good is a sword master without a sword, as Danny soon finds Lin on the roof. Figured he'd be up on the rooftop since it's classic Iron Fist brooding time. Lin goes to leave, but Danny wants to get to know how he got Xiao Lao's chi. Lin refuses to talk since he's got his own mission, as Danny figures out that it's got something to do with the green shards that one of the demons went after. Lin tells him that it's none of his business, getting defensive when Danny grabs him, wanting to help the boy since he dropped one of the shards. Danny refuses to give it up until he answers some questions, but Lin powers up his fists, attacking Danny and demanding the shard. Danny makes light of the situation, asking how old he is and what his zodiac sign is, thinking he's an Aries. Lin says that he's a tiger as he punches Danny, but Danny recognizes a lot of the moves being taught at Kunlun, employing his own skills to get past Lin's defenses, learning he is from Shanghai before knocking him down. Danny knows that he's got a lot to learn, but Lin reveals that he managed to steal the shard, taking it from Danny's pocket and leaping from the roof, disappearing into the crowd before Danny can grab him. Danny gives chase, however, following Iron Fist into the subway, promising the guard there that he'll pay for himself and Lin when he comes back. The chase heads onto the tracks and Danny knows where he's going, spotting a gate to Kunlun, which he knows is impossible, not knowing about this one. He rushes for the gate, but it disappears before he can get into it, as at Kunlun, Lin arrives to meet Mei Min, who along with other Thunderers has been dealing with the demons. Mei tells him they snuck over when he was on the other side. Lin apologizes, knowing that this is his fault as they head into the sanctuary city. Mei knows that it might be his fault ever since he washed up on the shores of their city with the chi of Xiao Lao, and the demons have been trying to get into the city since then. She reassures Lin that she's just messing with him, knowing the hidden city has faced countless threats over the centuries and run-of-the-mill demons are no different, and being that she's a Thunderer in training, she is more than happy to deal with them. Lin thinks that it would be pretty cool for her to be a Thunderer as they arrive at her home, told by Mei's mother that it's almost dinner time. Lin thinks that Mei's parents are so nice as he adds the sword shard to the rest he has stored in his room. Mei warns him that her parents might adopt him, but he doesn't think that would be so bad, knowing that the shards are all he has left of his dad and brother. He knows that if the demon army get the shards, it will be impossible to lock away Chi Yu again. Luckily, he has a puzzle box from Doctor Strange, which should help him stop the god from getting the divine weapon. He just needs to solve it. Mei reminds him he can now borrow her family anytime since they love him, but Lin doesn't want to be a burden. Mei stops him from being so glum, wanting to discuss some theories she has about his powers as they go and sit for dinner. Mei goes over Lin's situation with the sword being shattered and the pieces being embedded in his arm, causing him pain. She thinks that the demons either want the chi he has or they just want him for the shards. Mei's mother thinks that his chi imbalance is why he's so skinny, giving him more food, as Mei thinks that it could be the shards' fault as well, and they could be disrupting his chi flow through his body, and it's leaking spiritual energy, and maybe that's what drew Xiao Lao's chi to him. Mei's father goes outside, feeling a power come over him as Mei finds herself worried that if Lin doesn't balance his chi and harness the Iron Fist, it probably will kill him. She promises to help how she can as her mother calls her husband in for tea, but the man begins transforming into a demon, telling his wife that he'll be right there.